If this video found you, it means that you are open to learning about the true secrets of how money works. Money is energy. It is energy represented by a tangible object. And there are a couple things I want to talk about with this, okay? Just a couple of points here. The universe provides for you. And what that means is it is what you need when you need it. I have so many different examples for this, but the one I want to talk about is last year I started seeing an acupuncturist and my body was not in good shape. I was very inflamed, experiencing chronic pain, low energy, and it's $77 a session. And at the time, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I wasn't making a lot of money really at all, you know. But somehow, my acupuncturist told me, hey, this is what's going on with you. I need to see you every week for 3 weeks. $77 a week, that was a lot for me back then. But I wrote it down in my notes along with, because every week I plan what the expenses are that week, and it always comes to me. It always shows up. And so more on that later. But I wrote it down, $77 session for the next 3 weeks in my notes. And I got it. And it was easy. I just trusted. I let it go. I was like, oh, well, I'll cancel the appointment if I have to. That was my mindset, sort of like, oh, well, whatever. I think that's a big part of this side note here. With the energy of money, you think about something, and with manifestation in general, I've found that this is true as well. You think about the thing and you let it go. And so I wrote it down, and I told myself, sorry if you can hear some noise in the background, but I told myself, I'll write it down, and if I absolutely have to, I'll cancel it. It's no big deal, right? It's no big deal. And I ended up getting it. And so here's the trap in the 3D world, okay? For example, for a while, I had been wanting what I call a savings cushion of money that I can set aside and have just in case I'm short for gas or groceries that week or some type of necessity, right? One might be tempted to say, oh, well, 77 times 3, it's a lot of money, and you could have set that aside for your savings cushion. The universe doesn't work like that. I'm telling you right now, if you have thoughts like that, stop. You have to stop if you want to be successful in this way, because it doesn't work like that. The universe provided for me for those appointments, because before those appointments even happened, I was already setting the intention in my notes of, oh, I want $50 for the savings cushion. I want $50 for the savings cushion. I want $50 for the savings cushion. Like every week I was putting this in, and it didn't come. Why? Because I didn't actually need it. There's a huge difference because God sees all, right? There's a huge difference between what is actually needed and what is just for your egoic comfort. Okay? Like, I did not need that. I needed these sessions. I would have gotten the money for the savings cushion if I actually needed it, but I did not, so therefore I did not receive it. Okay? So that is number one. Number one. And then number two, sometimes it comes in unexpected ways. And so holding faith is a huge part of the process, okay? Another life example. I was moving across country a year ago, and for weeks, I wasn't quite able to set aside the money that I needed, because I drove 17 and a half hours, okay? I needed money for gas, I needed a hotel because I couldn't drive straight through like that, and money for food and things like that. When I tell you that 2 weeks before I was set to leave, I was kind of worried, but I wasn't ruminating. I wasn't thinking about it too much, but it was just at the back of my mind, right? I thought, oh, I haven't been able to set aside money in a little bit. I still need X amount of dollars. it was one or two of my friends that ended up gifting large donations to me. People in my life, loved ones in my life, very unexpectedly, they gave me what I needed. And another thing too is that I had planned for a certain amount of, oh, I think this is what I'm going to be spending on gas and the hotel and blah, blah, blah. And I actually ended up having some left over. And once I got here, that leftovers got me groceries and gas for me to start working here. And so everything works out. Hold the faith. 2 weeks before I was set to move across the country, and the rest of the money that I needed came. So hold the faith, trust, because yeah, it could come in a very unexpected way. And so it's important to remain open and high vibrational for that to come in, basically. And so the last thing I want to talk about is it is a co-creation. Only you can decide what your output is and what your needs are. Okay? Especially in Western society, do not let anybody tell you that you need to work a certain, I'm seeing a blue jay right now. You need to work a certain, or no, they're blue birds, not blue jays. Oh my gosh, there's so many of them. That's a sign. Look it up. That is a sign. You are free like a bird, you can fly. And blue is a symbol of the throat chakra and spirituality and gentleness. Do not let other people or society tell you that you have to work a certain kind of job, a certain amount of hours to be successful. You don't. You do not. It is a co-creation with spirit. You need to let spirit meet you halfway. And a lot of those ways do come from, like I said, the having faith and trusting that you will receive what you actually need. And so you don't have to overwork yourself. It is not some badge of honor, and it is totally unnecessary. Only you can decide what you do. So that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I might come out with more videos like this in the future, because this is stuff I'm kind of recently stepping into as well. And I have seen tangible results. And so I want to stand here as sort of like a testimony of this is real, as somebody who comes from a not very comfortable, or, well, I've had a hard life, okay? And even I have been able to make this shift, and my mind is blown. Okay, this is real. So again, thank you so much for watching. Might make more videos about this in the future as I know how to talk about stuff more and learn stuff, and to provide those real life examples and testimonies. And so thank you guys so much. Stay blessed, and I will see you in the next one.